You voted against my right to live.
If you're a Donald Trump supporter, you're ugly and dumb.
I woke up to this freaking nightmare. Already, I have lost 2 friends today because of this election.
America, how could you do this to us again? What the f***?
If you voted for Donald Trump, I want you out of my life.
I cannot live in a country that voted for Trump. I cannot spend another 4 years under that man.
I may be drunk, but I'm dead ass serious when I say fuck you if you voted for Trump, and here's what I think about it.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome back. It has been a while since we've done a single release video, and I have been trying to save these for a special occasion. And this morning I found one. Scrolling through Twitter, found this Damien Leone post. Now, Damien Leone, director, creator of Terrifier, Art the Clown, he came out and made a statement regarding politics in his entertainment, and particularly the Terrifier series. Now, if you know that David Howard Thornton is Art the Clown, and he is quite the leftist. And that's okay. I'm not going to denigrate anybody simply for their political beliefs. Now, if those beliefs are in direct contradiction to, things that are safe or legal, then yeah, absolutely. But it's not a crime to think differently than other people. But the people that are always telling you to be kind and compassionate and caring are the ones that are quick to preach those things, but as soon as you do not think or lockstep with them, you are a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, xenophobe, any other isterphobe you can think of. They'll quickly throw those pejoratives at you and attempt to shame you and cancel you. And Damien Leone, I don't know his political leanings. I don't know. All I know is the man makes kick-ass horror movies that I enjoy watching, that are bloody good fun. So I don't care, really, what unless he attacks me personally, which I'm such a small dot on a map. Damien Leone isn't going to go out of his way to come after somebody like me. Although he did respond to quite a few of the comments in this thread, which I'm sure were right after he posted, and he was still monitoring it, because the dog pile on this post, you'll see in a minute. But so we'll read this diatribe from Damien Leone, this post here, and we'll talk about it. We'll look through some of the responses, and I'll give you my thoughts along the way. Please subscribe, do all the YouTube things, share, like. There's channel memberships available if you wish. Patreon is there. We have a ton of content, including some of the Terrifier movies over there on Patreon. That's patreon.com/wrestlingwithhorror420. But let's get on with the video. Damien Leone says, hopefully I never have to bring up politics publicly ever again, but this desperately needed to be said on behalf of the Terrifier franchise. Again, he's the creator of it. It's his brainchild. And I do like the statement, hopefully I never have to bring up politics publicly again, because we need to go back to the days where we didn't discuss politics openly in a public forum in the manner in which we do, because all that's done has created more division in our country. And at a time like this, division is not what we need. We don't need division. We need unity. And it's sad that you get these people who they want unity, but they don't, because they want a hive mind. And that's the problem. And I'm going to say it, that's the problem with both left and right. It's just more prevalent on the left because of the degree of their devotion to their false deities, I will say. But let's read this. And I'll give you my thoughts. And this is from Damien Leone. He posted this yesterday at 11:33 a.m. I want to make a very important statement regarding the Terrifier franchise in this ugly political climate we're living in. As most of you know, some of my cast and crew members have a very passionate political presence on social media with extreme and sometimes harsh opinions, which is their right. I'm all for freedom of speech and expression. That being said, Terrifier is not in any way, shape, or form a political franchise. I did not get into filmmaking to become a politician or promote any political agendas or ideologies, especially through a killer clown movie. I fell in love with horror movies as a form of pure entertainment, and those are the films I like to make. Since Terrifier 1, our cast and crew has and still consists of both Republicans and Democrats, and anyone is welcome to be a part of it regardless of their political affiliations, as long as they're a decent human being. That goes for our fan base as well. If this doesn't sit well with any fans or cast crew members, that is your right, and I respect it. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to work on these films. Thank you, and I recommend you don't let toxic rhetoric on either side of the political spectrum deter you from being a Terrifier fan. What a great statement to make. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was as neutral as you can get, and you can tell this is coming from a place where he's just like, I want to make art. Not Art the Clown, but I want to make my movies. I enjoy making my movies. This is my medium that I choose to paint with, is this series, and I paint in blood. And why would this have to be political? Why would this franchise have? What can be construed in this? Now, if you're looking at it like this, you could say, is Art a sexist because he goes after, females? Well, Art kills equally. Seems to spend a little bit more time torturing the females. So maybe Art's a misogynist. Maybe he's an evil misogynist. Maybe Art's a male feminist. That seems more likely for him to be this evil. He would be a male feminist trying to hide his urges behind the thin veneer of, I'm an ally. That seems more correct than anything else, but that's not the case. That's not the case. It's hyperbole is what I was, being hyperbolic, folks. No, this is not a political franchise. There's no leanings, there's no messaging. It's just a bloody, gory franchise. And Damien Leone said it right. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to work on these films. That's the problem with modern entertainment, is this, it has to appeal to everyone. Therefore, you're taking art that somebody created, right? So we'll just use Terrifier as an example. Say Terrifier was held to DEI standards, which, you've got female leads, you've got diverse casts. I don't see, Art kills everybody. He doesn't discriminate against who he murders. So, this has to be for everyone. So it's got to check every box down the line. Why would that? Why? I don't agree with imposing those kind of, mandates on somebody's art. That's like, I'm going to write a story. Well, your story has to have this, and this in it, or else we don't like it. Okay, but it's my story. We don't care. You're a bigot. What? You don't want to put X in your story or Y? What a racist. Well, that's not what my story's about. It doesn't matter. We in the blank community feel that if we're not represented, that means you're against us. That's what these people do. That's what they do. If something is not made specifically for them, and the people that are shrieking like this are such a minor segment of the populace. They are. This level of extremism, and you can say it's on both sides, and that's fine because it is, but that level of extremism is so scarce. But the thing and the problem with it is social media amplifies all that. So we're going to see the unhinged responses. We're going to see the nutcases crawl out of the woodwork because it's free to send a tweet. It doesn't cost you anything to send a tweet. So that's why these people are so adamant about my voice needs to be heard. No, your voice doesn't need to be heard. There's no guarantee that your voice is going to be heard. Why does your voice need to be heard? Why? Because you're saying, quote unquote, the right things? Like that doesn't exist. The right. What is the right things? Like obviously we know that you don't go out of your way to make anybody's life any more difficult than it may already be. I mean, you don't denigrate people on basis of race or gender. You know, there's only two genders. You know, or religion. I mean, unless they're a Scientologist, then, I mean, feel free to insult them. But seriously, these are the people that are telling you to be kind, and then they're telling you you're garbage because you don't think the way I do and you voted for a bad orange man. You know, that's the caveat to this entire situation. So I've never once looked at like Friday the 13th, which is my favorite horror franchise, and be like, well, Jason represents the underrepresented minority groups in this country, striking out against a fascist, you know, government that continually oppresses and puts their boot on him to hold him down. Like, what? Freddy is a queer allegory. Oh my God, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Like, granted, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is probably the gayest horror movie ever made. Okay? That's a widely held opinion. But the entire rest of the franchise is not. You know what I mean? These are things, people are projecting their own beliefs and their own proclivities onto these IPs because they find a note that they agree with in the entire symphony, and then it's all about them and how it speaks to them, and it becomes theirs, and they make it their own, and they're protective of it. So when one of a creator, specifically Damien Leone, comes out and says this isn't political, it completely shatters the illusion that they've built in their head. Now, we've all been there with a celebrity or a character or an actor, somebody like that, an athlete that you know, might look up to or admire their work. And once you find out who they are, it affects the way you view the entertainment or you view the person. Now, I know there's the separate the art from the artist, which honestly, if you're not, you know, to the left of center, you've kind of had to do for the last God knows how many years. What, 10 years now? With all this entertainment coming out that is meant for the quote-unquote modern audience, you've had to separate the art from the artist. My big awakening was when I became, you know, more prevalent on Twitter and started using it more. Not that I was important on Twitter or, you know, had a large following, but because my account not only has 195 followers, because my other one got hacked, it's gone, it was over 1,000. Anyway, moving on. You know, when I was getting on Twitter and starting to follow people, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. Always have been. I've watched the show probably from start to finish 15 to 20 times. I love the show, except the finale, but that's another story. Following that cast that is on Twitter, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Jason Alexander, that became an impossibility because everything Jason Alexander said was political. Everything. Trump is evil. Trump is bad. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a shrieking leftist. Two people which I still admire them. They're very talented, and I love their contributions to my favorite show. I just can't follow them on Twitter. But that's what sane people do. You don't go out of your way and try to cancel them or shame them or, you know, rally up the Twitter mob, as it were, and go after them and dogpile on their posts and tell them they're evil. No, you simply don't follow them. You watch their work, but just avoid them in interview situations where, you know, they're going to start espousing their own views. Like, and I'm not saying that they can't carry those views. It's absolutely their right. They're not hurting anybody with their views and opinions. But I don't have to listen to them. I don't have to say, man, I really admire Jason Alexander or Julia Louis-Dreyfus or Michael Richards or Jerry Seinfeld as a person. I just simply have to like the work that they... And these people that are attacking Damien Leone for this, they don't understand. They don't understand the why. They don't understand the how. All they understand is Orange Man bad. You're not disavowing the Orange Man. Now I'm angry with you. Like, this is the level of lunacy we're at. I've rambled. Let's go through some of these responses. Here's mine. I just said, love the Terrifier franchise. Big props for not bowing to the lunacy of the people denigrating you for your neutrality. Notice there's a common thread that pulls them together, and there is. So let's go to browse horror. Let's pull this. I feel this in response to some of the alphabet advocacy that DHT has been standing up for lately on his platform, which would not make this response a great look. Playing both sides at the moment just isn't a good idea when one side is advocating for the rights and lives of minorities and the other is celebrating Sig Heils and splitting up migrant families across the country.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Love you and David Howard Thornton and the whole crew, but right now this response will only do more damage than good and cause a rift between the Terrifier community.
No.
It's definitely not, since I agree with his stance on that. Who do you think hires all of our LGBTQ cast and crew members? They are loved, respected, encouraged to work with us. That's Damien Leone responding to that. Big props there. Expand this. The problem is no one can be center anymore. Like, honestly, if you truly try to be neutral center, one side or both try to force them to pick sides and make them out to be the enemy anyway. Enemy, for lack of better terms. I've seen people get canceled for just trying to stay out of arguments. It's rough out there regardless if you're left, right, center, living on Mars with no understanding of earthly politics, culture, you're screwed no matter what. Can't be neutral. A blacks are inferior, be racist. Wow. That is such a smooth brain take.
He was a retard.
Here we go. Damien, man, I love you. I've always been such a huge fan. Love your work so much. Love the franchise. Love David and Lauren so much. I just wish this wouldn't have been said. Oh my God. We need to speak out against, condemn evil people that discriminate. A large following of the Terrifier franchise, our alphabet community. I'm gay and I would never want someone condoning treating me like I'm not worthy.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
This is the thing right here. No Republican has threatened you. The Republicans just confirmed the first gay Treasury Secretary. If you're unaware, that means a gay man's name will be printed on all American bills, dollars. Stop listening to the fearmongers and the legacy media. Here it is. I'm not literally talking about myself or what I feel is happening to me personally. I'm just saying that any form of hatred towards people that have a target on them because of bigotry shouldn't be defended.
You serious?
Oh my God. The cope is real. Who is treating you like that? No one. Jesus, I was making a general point that bigotry shouldn't be defended and protected. That's it. It's not being defended and protected. This dude literally said, how can I make it about me? Yup. Missing the point. No, he's not. Shut the fuck up. That's pretty much right. This is it right here. This is the best one. No, we need to stop letting bad actors like yourself falsely accuse people of discrimination. What you really want is special treatment, and this reply is a prime example of that. If you want equality, it is within your grasp. If you want special treatment, then that's a you problem. Absolutely. I'm going to respond to this. Your sexual proclivities shouldn't define your existence, and no one is discriminating against the alphabet people. My spelling is wonderful. Alphabet people. You keep inventing imaginary scenarios to be offended by. Dash Attack. Big shout out to Dash Attack. Gave him a like on that. So I think your statement is absolutely fantastic. Little Mexican Iron Man there. We'll give him a like. Here we go. As long as you're a decent human being, where do you draw the line on who is decent and who's not? When you have super leftist employees that spew rhetoric that's legit disconnected from reality and want to destroy people's lives or politics. True. I can understand not wanting to be outwardly political, but this is a situation where the other side is actual Nazis, and I think it's a little wild not to be condemning that. Even wilder to be hitting these thinly veiled remarks toward Lauren and David for speaking out. Here we go right here. Horror isn't political. Your movie, though. Oh, my God. This is... Well, look at the bio. Look at the bio. You got all this mental illness bullshit up there. Like, these people... Like, this is... I don't know. These people are fucking weird. This is great. You don't get to bow out that easily. Sorry, horror films, like all films, are art, are political, some more, some less. Even when an effort is made, you have to want to be apolitical. That is also a political statement. You're in this even if you don't want to be.
What are you, gay?
The reality is your position is Republican because the Democrat position to be completely intolerant of any dissent. Yes, everyone knows this. Your films are also very sadistic, which is a Roman virtue, like going to the Coliseum to watch some sports. If Democrats, commies had their way, all art would be censored and controlled, and wild, free dreams such as the ones you craft would be no more. Terrifier is 100% about freedom and lustful, youthful, savage desire, wholly incompatible with the communist, anti-life, anti-suffering project. Yes! I agree with that. I do. I agree with that. So, this just goes back. Damien Leone made a wonderful statement. He eloquently worded it. And the weirdos, of course, cannot take that. They cannot take that at all. But let's wrap this thing up. You know, and that's the caveat to making these videos, is I have a broad audience that their political views are all over the place due to the kind of content that I cover. And I try my best not to alienate anybody, but I like to think my audience is somewhat intelligent, and they know that you can tell where my leanings are. I've stated a lot of them, but they're rooted in common sense. So I don't want to alienate my audience. I want my audience to enjoy the content. I want them to be able to come here and watch a video and not feel attacked. But the thing is, it's my channel at the end of the day. You know, I mean, I could catch flack for, wearing a Carhartt beanie. Oh, Carhartt's woke. Yeah, but they make good work clothes. And I have a bunch of their sweatshirts and coats and hats and always have. So it's workwear, you know. But I like the statement by Damien Leone. I do. I like him coming out and saying this. I feel like it's something that needed to be said. And he's kind of just saying, hey, look, I'm making horror movies. I'm making the stuff I want to make. You don't have to work on it. You don't have to watch it. Basically piss off if you don't agree with the way that I go about my business. And that's a fair point to make as a creator. It really is. You don't have to bend the knee to anybody. You have to attract an audience and appeal to an audience that's going to pay for your product. And it's obvious that he's got that. I mean, you take these shrieking weirdos away, it's still going to be a successful franchise. You know, he doesn't have to worry about that. And as far as like Lauren, the lead, and David Howard Thornton go, they're allowed to have their views. Absolutely. Absolutely, they're allowed to have their views. But Damien Leone is as well. And he's stated as much. And so all the people out there melting down over this, I guess you're just going to have to deal with it. And, shriek into the shit abyss on X or Twitter, whatever you want. Or go over to your weirdo Blue Sky where only the weirdest of the weird win. So that's it, gang. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. If not, leave a thumbs down and tell me why in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, ding the bell for notifications. We'll go live later on tonight with a review of The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Dario Argento movie. Trina and myself on Tuesday Night Terrorvision featuring J-Man, our special guest. A lot more content coming during the week. That's it, gang. I'm Etep from Wrestling with Horror. If I don't see you, have a great day at Pleasant Bar. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out and fade away.